Welcome to the session, children. Today we are going to learn from the next book, The Footprints Without Feet. So what is your first book? We have First Flight, and then we have a second book, Footprints Without Feet. So from the First Flight, we have already covered almost 4 chapters along with the book back exercises. But then we have not yet started with the Footprints Without Feet. And then I want to tell you, children, this Footprints Without Feet is, though it is a supplementary, it also has, a board gives equal weightage for this book. What do I mean when I say equal importance, equal weightage? The concerning marks, you are getting the same number of questions and same type of questions from Footprints Without Feet, exactly just like from the First Flight. So we need to learn the lesson thoroughly. So what is our first lesson? A Triumph of Surgery by James Herriot. Now listen carefully, children. A triumph. What is the meaning of triumph? When we are looking at the title itself, we should understand something always. Okay, so what is the title telling us? Triumph means winning over. Okay, coming out victoriously. So what is it? The story talking about the triumph of what? Of surgery. So here the entire story revolves around a small dog called Tricky. And this Tricky falls sick, and then there is a doctor. The doctor is Mr. Herriot. He is the narrator and author of the story as well. So let us look at the characters. Mr. Herriot is a James Herriot, the same person, the author, and he is a narrator, and he is a veterinary doctor. Mrs. Famfrey, she is the owner of the dog Tricky, and she is a very rich person, and she takes care of this dog just like her own child. She treats this dog just like as though she is treating her own baby. To that extent, lot of care is given, and you will understand as we go into the lesson much of the amount of love and care is given to this dog. Okay, what is the name of the dog? Tricky. Tricky. The whole story revolves around this Tricky alone. So I have put in 4 questions what we are going to learn today, and we will be going little faster because it is a story. Okay, children. So why is Mrs. Famfrey worried about Tricky is the first thing that we are going to learn. What does she do to help him? And then, is it a wise decision that she has taken to treat the dog? And then the 4th question you have, who does I refer to in this story? Okay. The story is in the first person, and therefore the entire story, if you go to see, I hope you are ready with the book. You can just see the first letter I. Okay, who is that I? I is a narrator. What is the name of the narrator? Harriet. And he is the same person who has provided us this story. Now let us little more learn about this. Mrs. Famfrey worried about Tricky. When do we worry about something? We worry about something when things are not going on properly. Then what do? We immediately take a decision. So Mrs. Famfrey also has taken a decision. So the 3rd question is very important, and that is actually the whole story is all about. So very funny. What is the decision she has taken, and whether the decision really helped this dog to become well. Okay, children, let us proceed. So we'll start right away with the story. I was really worried about Tricky this time. I hope you all are following the text. I had pulled up my car when I saw him in the street with his mistress, and I was shocked at his appearance. So again I ask you the question, who is this I? Because if I did not give you this introduction and if I were to ask you to read the story, when you look at this first paragraph, you will understand the first two lines. When you read, you tend to think rather that it is a mistress, because mistress is worried about the dog, right? But here the first person, the I is doctor. He is a veterinary doctor. Worried about Tricky this time, I had pulled up my car when I saw him. He stopped his car when he saw this dog, and immediately he has come to talk to this mistress. Mistress here means the owner of the dog, the master of the dog. Since she is a female, we call her as a mistress. Why do you think the doctor must have been shocked? What else will you just analyze this? What else will you understand from this? Doctor is worried looking at the Tricky, which means doctor already knew the dog. He had become hugely fat like a bloated sausage with a leg at each corner. See, what is it trying to tell us? A bloated sausage. Children, sausage for us, it's something new. But then in other southern south states like Goa, Mangalore, these people use this, okay? Sausage is nothing but a meat stuffed inside and then it is sold, okay? So it looked like a bulging. It looked like a, what can I compare for us? A balloon, fully blown balloon, okay? So a balloon, you can imagine having four legs on all sides of its corner. So this dog, doctor is comparing this dog to a fully blown balloon having four legs. Here I have explained to you what is the sausage means. See here, finely minced meat stuffed into a long cylindrical cases and divided into small lengths by twisting or tying. See, this is the tying, twisting here. This is the twisting on either end. So when you want to use it, you have to cut it and then you get all the meat empty into a vessel and then you have a very tasty, delicious dish. His eyes bloodshot and Rumi stared straight ahead and his tongue lolled from his jaws. So this is the description of the dog the doctor is providing us. What is the meaning of Rumi, children? Rumi means the watery eyes. When dog is not well, the dog eyes is like a bloodshot, the red color turned to red, and it is the water is flowing, okay, from his eye. Even when we are sick, when we have a severe headache, when we have a temperature, the first thing we will see, the eyes are swollen and watery, okay. So this is what happens. Some discharge. Rumi is watery discharge from a mucous membrane, especially of the nose or eyes. Stared straight ahead and his tongue lolled. What is a lolled? Hung loosely dropped. Okay, you can see that here the dog, how the tongue is being brought down and showing it out. So just water is falling and it is not so very healthy. The appearance of the dog is really disappointing and his eyes is watering and doctor could not take it for himself. Mrs. Famfrey hastened to explain. He was so listless, Mr. Harriet. It seemed to have no energy. So I have told you, Mr. Famfrey has identified some mistake happened to the dog. And what is that mistake she has identified? You understand here, listless means lacking energy and enthusiasm. So she says, I have found this dog energyless, no enthusiasm. It's feeling so drowsy, so sickly. It is not active. So this is what I felt, and then I felt he requires something which can give him lot of energy. So what did she do? I thought he must be suffering from malnutrition, so I have been giving him some little extras between meals. See children, already meals are provided, healthy meal for this dog, and she felt this dog is not healthy and she is giving in between some more extra food to build his body. Okay, some malt and cod liver oil and ball of Horlicks at nights to make him sleep properly. Nothing much really. So what all she's giving? Cod liver oil she's giving, Horlicks she's giving, extra little means snacks, something in between between the proper food, and she is telling that's all I give this dog, I don't give anything else. Here you must understand what is the meaning of first and foremost malnutrition. What is malnutrition, children? Malnutrition means a person who is not fed properly, not given or not provided a proper diet, and they die of hunger. Now tell me, is this dog really suffering of hunger? Okay, then there could be some reason why this dog is feeling drowsy, lacking enthusiasm and energy, and become lazy. So what is this caused this dog to become so lazy? Okay, how did you cut down on the sweet things as I told you? So from this you will understand that this dog and its treatment and Mrs. Famfrey, all this is already a familiar persons. They are all familiar with the situation. So the doctor must have already advised this Mrs. Famfrey not to give excessive food to this dog, and he is shocked to hear that she has added to his diet, and he asked very plain simple question, what did you do regarding sweet things? Also she started giving. You can see the dog enjoying a delicious tasty cake pastry, right? So now look at, oh, I did for a bit, but it seems to be so weak, I had to relent. He does love cream cakes and chocolates, so I can't bear to refuse him. See the situation of this woman here, the mental condition, the psychology of this woman is being very well explained in this paragraph. What is she telling? Sir, you have told me not to give a lot of sweets to this dog, and I have also agreed to that, and then I did for some time. Okay, I really tried not to give him anything, but what happened? But he seemed to be so weak, I had to relent. What is the meaning of relent, children? Underline relent. Leave the harsh behavior. Doctor told her not to give the dog sweets. And she stopped for some time, and she could not resist. She could not see the dog suffering with the not eating sweets. Okay. So she wanted to give the sweets also. So she had to relent, had to give up the decision which she had taken not to give sweets. So she has provided him, and moreover this dog loves lot of ice cream, cakes and all those things. So she provided chocolate cakes. I can't bear to refuse him. She could not resist. The moment she saw the dog, she felt like giving him anything that she could give him. And remember children, she was able to give anything. So she fed the dog with a lot of ice cream, cakes, chocolates. I looked down again at the little dog. That was the trouble. Chicky's only fault was greed. So now you can understand why this mistress is able to give these many things. So what happened actually? When the doctor looked at the dog, he feels the dog is very happy, very greedy, and anything you provide he is able to eat. So the mistress also feels happy, and then mistress also provided the dog with plenty of food. We shall continue in the next video. Thank you so much.